Hi everyone, this is a quick demo of the marble slide activity from Desmos. So to start with, if you just go to the Desmos website, www.desmos.com, and you'll see this screen here. You can click on Classroom Activities, which takes you to teacher.desmos.com. From here, you can search for activities up here. That's what we'll do today. There's loads and loads of different activities that you can explore on the Desmos website, so it's worthwhile going back and having a look at those when you have some time. But in the meantime, we'll search for marble slides, and we're going to do the parabolas activity. So when you're doing the sort of introduction part to the lesson, you can use on your interactive whiteboard the student preview, and that allows you to see what the students would see once they're logged into the activity, and you can click through the screens freely, explain, launch, basically see everything as the students would see it. So if we click launch here, you can see the marbles, flow down, collect the stars, success. On this one, you actually have to adjust the parabola, so if we launch it now, the marbles will sit in the bottom of the parabola there, so we can adjust that equation and launch it again, and there we go, it's collected the marbles. So obviously you would be explaining to the students once again just how to transform these parabolas. This is your teacher dashboard. You can create a class code here, so you can create as many class codes as you want. You could differentiate the class codes if you wanted to, and have separate classes for different students or groups of students. I'm going to click on this one, which has got 4 students in it, so we can use it as a bit of a demo. When you first click on the class code, you'll get the actual class code popping up like this, and go to student.desmos.com for the students to actually log into. So if I can show you the student website now, you can see you just enter the class code here and join. As a student, you don't need to be signed in. There's an option to just not sign in, like officially through a login, but it can be useful to go back and review. As a teacher, it is better that you sign in so that you can create these classes. And here we have the full teacher dashboard. This is all the various screens and the activities. You can see from here which students have logged in. This is actually anonymized at the moment, so I can take the anonymization off. I usually suggest that students use their student number anyway, just to make it a little bit more anonymous. But if you want to fully anonymize it, you just press the button so that if you're putting it up on the interactive whiteboard, for example, these are false names coming up, so students don't need to see where everyone else in the class is necessarily. They just want to know where they are, and they can actually see their anonymized name on their own screen. You can see where students have completed activities, where they're currently logged in and viewing an activity, where they've failed to complete an activity correctly, and there's actually a little dot one where they're currently completing an activity but haven't submitted it yet, so they've made some changes but haven't submitted it. You can do some really cool stuff like pausing the whole class, so this pauses the whole class, and you can then go and explain to the class a concept. So for example, here we can see that everyone has not managed to complete slide 4 correctly, so we might pause that, go to slide 4, demonstrate, or just scaffold their learning a little to get them through that particular task. We can also do pacing, so for example, if the lesson finishes and you want to start the next lesson at a certain slide, or you don't want the students going back and doing the really easy ones, you can select a slide or a group of slides and restrict the activity to that. So students will only see slides 6 to 10 while this is on. And then after that, you can actually click on a screen that has been completed, and you can see what students have submitted as solutions. So this student has submitted this solution. Clearly that's not working. And so you could discuss with the students what is wrong with that equation and why that might be. You can also overlay student solutions onto the same graph, so you can point out to them where they've been closer than other students or vice versa. So that's always handy to do. Yep, so that's pretty much a summary of the Marble Slides activity. You can, as it says here, take snapshots of student work to highlight and discuss things. You can get a good summary of the class and how that's progressed, and all the responses. You can click on individual responses and see where they are at, and you can see the student view as well. Thanks for listening.